Confession 1. The smile that never fades, even when it should. Let's start with something every crew member admits. Those smiles, they're not always real. Many cruise lines actually have strict rules about guest-facing behavior. That means no matter what happens, crew members must always appear cheerful and calm. One former steward confessed that even after working 14 hours straight, they had to greet every passenger with a big smile, no matter how tired or frustrated they felt. But here's the wild part. Some cruise lines actually train their staff in emotional control. Yep, they practice smiling for hours. One crew trainer said it's all about creating the illusion of paradise, even when the staff are barely holding it together. So next time you see that picture-perfect grin, remember, it might be hiding a whole storm of exhaustion underneath. Confession 2. The crew deck, a whole different world. While passengers enjoy luxurious cabins, pools, and shows, the crew lives in a completely different part of the ship that most guests never even know exists. It's called the crew deck, and it's almost like a secret underground world. The corridors are narrow, the ceilings are low, and everything is built for function, not comfort. Crew members sleep in shared cabins, sometimes with 3 or 4 others, and privacy is almost non-existent. Some even joke that you can tell who's working which shift just by whose shoes are missing from under the bed. But here's the shocking part. This tight space builds one of the strongest communities at sea. Crew members often describe it as a mix between a college dorm and a submarine. Friendships form fast, gossip spreads even faster, and everyone learns to laugh through the chaos. Confession 3. Secret codes for passenger problems. You've probably heard crew members talking in their radios using mysterious words like Alpha, Oscar, or Bravo. Well, those aren't random. Those are secret codes used to keep passengers calm while handling emergencies. For example, Code Alpha usually means a medical emergency. Code Oscar? That's someone overboard. And Code Bravo signals a fire on board. These codes let the crew act quickly without causing panic among guests. One crew member said they've had moments where an emergency was happening just one deck away and passengers were still sipping cocktails, completely unaware. It's their job to keep things smooth, no matter what's happening behind the scenes. It's impressive and terrifying at the same time how trained they are to stay composed even in the most stressful situations. Confession 4. Romance below decks. Now, here's one that might not surprise you, but it's definitely juicier than you think. Romance between crew members? It happens a lot. Spending months at sea, working long hours, and living side by side naturally leads to relationships. Some even say it feels like a summer camp that never ends. But not all lines approve of it. Some cruise companies strictly forbid romantic relationships between staff in the same department or between ranks. Yet that doesn't really stop anyone. Crew parties, hidden hangouts, and late-night gatherings in the crew bar are all part of life at sea. One crew member confessed that the crew bar is where most of the drama unfolds. Heartbreaks, flings, and secret romances that would make reality shows look tame. It's a side of ship life passengers never see. But trust us, it's happening right below your feet. Confession 5. The endless workdays. While passengers enjoy sunbathing or sleeping in, crew members are often already halfway through their workday before breakfast starts. Most crew work around 10 to 14 hours a day, often without a single day off for months. Their contracts can last 6 to 10 months straight, depending on their position. One crew member said they learned to measure their days not by hours, but by shifts. Morning buffet,
lunch service, dinner cleanup, and then maybe a few minutes of rest before starting all over again. Despite the exhaustion, many say the friendships and travel opportunities make it worthwhile. But make no mistake, life at sea isn't easy. It's a tough grind behind that calm, smiling surface.
Confession 6. What happens to leftover food? Here's something that might shock passengers who love Cruise the Fays. Tons of food is prepared every single day, sometimes over 30,000 meals on the biggest ships. So, what happens to the leftovers? Well, officially, cruise lines have strict systems for food waste management. Some extra food is safely repurposed for crew meals, while most of it is disposed of following international regulations to protect the ocean. But some crew have shared that not everything goes perfectly. There are times when perfectly good food ends up being thrown away because of hygiene standards. A few even admit to sneaking a favorite dessert or snack before it's discarded, especially after long shifts. It's a reminder that behind all the luxury dining, there's an enormous effort and a lot of waste just to keep everything looking perfect for guests. Confession 7. The strict rules you never hear about. Cruise lines run like military operations. Every move, every action, every smile has rules behind it. Crew must follow a strict code of conduct. No drinking during work hours, no dating passengers, and definitely no crossing certain guest-only zones unless it's part of their job. One crew member confessed that even something as simple as being seen too casually with a passenger could get them reprimanded or sent home. There's also something called crew curfew on many ships, meaning they have to be back in their quarters by a certain time unless they're on duty. These rules are designed to maintain professionalism, but they can make the crew's personal life feel almost non-existent. It's a disciplined world that passengers rarely even think about.
Confession 8. The emotional roller coaster of saying goodbye. It's easy to forget that while passengers come and go every week, the crew stays. They make friends, meet new faces, and then, just like that, people leave. Crew members often talk about how emotionally tough it is to constantly say goodbye. They might spend weeks with the same group of guests, forming bonds, sharing laughs, and then watch them walk off the ship forever. It's not just passengers either. Crew themselves rotate contracts, so when their closest friends finish their contracts, they might not see them again for years or ever. One crew member described it as living in a world where everything is temporary. Every hello comes with an inevitable goodbye. It's a side of the job that doesn't get mentioned in the brochures, but it's one of the hardest parts of life at sea.
Confession 9. Crew secrets about passenger behavior. If you think the crew doesn't notice what passengers do, they definitely do. Crew members see and hear more than most guests realize. From arguments over deck chairs to sneaky rule breaking, nothing goes unnoticed. Some confess that they can tell within the first day which guests will be polite and which ones will be trouble. But the best part? They have secret nicknames for certain passenger types, like chair hogs, midnight snackers, or photo fanatics. Despite seeing all kinds of behavior, most crew stay professional and kind. But off-duty, the stories they share in the crew bar? Let's just say, if walls could talk, cruise ships would have some unbelievable tales to tell. Confession 10. Why so many crew still love the job. After all these confessions, you might think working on a cruise ship sounds exhausting or unfair. But here's the truth. Most crew still say they wouldn't trade it for anything. Why? Because the sea becomes home. They get to see the world, meet people from dozens of countries, and be part of something bigger than themselves. Many describe the experience as life-changing. They learn resilience, patience, and a sense of teamwork that's hard to find anywhere else. Sure, there are hard days, long shifts, tiny cabins, and endless rules. But the memories, friendships, and stories make it all worth it. One crew member said, "You come for the job, but you stay for the adventure."